This is the 1700 psi 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer from Hart. And in today's video, we are going to be testing this thing out. We're going to test the actual usable PSI, what the actual gallon per minute rating is. We'll test the decibel reading to see how loud this unit is and just how many amps it pulls when it's operating. Welcome back to another video, everyone. I recently posted on my Instagram page that I bought a whole bunch of Hart branded power tool products to review. If you don't follow me on Instagram, there's a link down below. Go ahead and follow me on there. We do a bunch of giveaways and all that kind of good stuff, so make sure to check that out. In today's video though, we have three of the items. We have three of their electric pressure washers. Now in today's video, I'm only going to be reviewing one of them, but just to give you an overview, we have the 1700 psi 1.2 GPM electric pressure washer. This is the little cube one, similar to the Craftsman's, Greenworks, Ryobi's. I really like these because you get the most value out of them, in my opinion. I feel like with the other ones, sometimes you're just paying for wheels and all that kind of stuff, but performance-wise, typically, these little blocks are amazing. Next up, we have the 1800 psi 1.2 GPM, and then finally, we have a 2000 psi 1.2 GPM. This one looks like it's probably an induction motor, which means it will last longer. I haven't checked these out at all yet. I'm just looking at it from the box. But regardless of all of that, we're going to be reviewing one of these in today's video, and that one is going to be, we're starting off with the 1700. So let's go ahead and unbox this thing, check out what it comes with. Just again, really quickly looking at it, it looks very, very similar to the items that the Ryobi comes with, but let's take a look. So let's go ahead and get this popped open and see exactly what it comes with. Pretty standard options, like most of these things, are going to be pressure washer gun, hose, usually a 20-foot hose, 35-foot power cord is standard, and then a couple nozzles for the sprayer. So right off the bat, guys, just first things first, guess I cut that, little assembly instruction. We don't really need to deal with that though. And right off the bat, we have the gun. Again, guys, this looks exactly the same, like construction wise, as the Ryobi, like identical. Quick connection on the end of it, so that's nice. We've got a little bag of goodies here, which include, just like the Ryobi 1600, you get a soap dispensing tube. This just connects into the pressure washer. This little spot can go into a container of your choice with soap in it, and it feeds through and then blows some soap out. I don't recommend these. It just means that soap or whatever detergent you're using is running all the way through the hose. So when you want to switch over to clean water, you have to let that purge out for quite some time to get it clear of any of the residual soap or whatever else it is that you're using. So I don't recommend these. I always recommend a foam cannon. I'll link a video down in the description below about foam cannons and some of the options you can use. You can go with for those. Next up, the handle that goes right on top. Screws for the handle, a turbo nozzle, and then we will go ahead and pull out the unit itself. It's really cool. It's a really nice color. I like the presentation they do of it. Nice white color, nice cool blue labeling. We do have a basic soap dispensing nozzle. They call these soap dispensing nozzles, but it's basically, there you go. You can see it's just a giant hole. Water just passes right through it. And then we have a 15-degree nozzle. And I don't know of the orifice size. I do know of the orifice size. It's labeled 15018, which is 15 degrees, 1.8 flow, whatever, orifice size, 1.8. So that is exactly the same as what the Ryobis come with nowadays. So I'm assuming we're gonna get the same exact numbers out of this thing as we do with the Ryobi. If I remember well, the Ryobi 1600 with this nozzle actually got 1700. No, the original one did, and then the new one was getting spot on 1600 and 1.25 GPM, I believe. But we'll go ahead and test that with this one and see. And last but not least, guys, we do have the pressure washer hose. Again, standard, like all the others. This hose is not my favorite kind of hose. It's only 20 feet long. For me, it's not long enough. I prefer at least a 30-footer. In my everyday in my business, I use a 50-footer. The longer hose does not affect the pressure or the gallon per minute rating at all, so no worries there. It makes it easier for you so you don't have to constantly be moving the thing, especially one with like this that doesn't have wheels or anything. You don't want to move it. You just want to be able to leave it in a place and work from there. So having a longer hose is definitely recommended. This one, as you can see guys, it's not the most pliable, you kind of have to force it and it will kink. So there, it just kinked right there. Now, if you just kind of push it in a little bit, you'll see it completely stays in the line. So let me get that to focus. And then on the back side of it, you can see there's a little indentation in the line now that creates a weak point over time. Now that this is bent, it's always going to bend in that same place, creates a weak point and it can blow out. Now, let's talk size of the connection point of the hose. Most pressure washers come with an M22 by 14 millimeter connection point. The exterior portion of this is the M22. This little guy here, this little inner piece, is what they are talking about when they talk about 14 millimeters. Some pressure washers come with an M22 15 millimeter, meaning that this little piece here is 1 millimeter bigger, right? So in this case, we're gonna go ahead and check it. It looks like a 14 to me, meaning you can replace this hose very, very easily with the one that I recommend, which is an Uberflex hose. I'll show you that in a minute. It should be a nice, easy, direct replacement. Okay guys, so I did confirm the hose that it comes with is an M22 by 14 connection point, meaning you can replace it, direct replacement, very, very easy with the Uberflex hose in 50 feet. You can also get in a 30 footer, 25 footer, all that kind of stuff. I prefer the 50 footer, but it's exact same connection point. You can just screw it right in. You can attach quick connects to make it even easier. But the reason I love this thing so much, guys, is you remember how I was moving that last hose? It's a little bit cumbersome. This one is just super, super pliable. And as you can see, it does not kink. Now I'll get it to roll over on itself by pinching it all the way up at the top. But as you can see, there's no memory in that line. There's no kink left over. So you're not creating any weak points. These things are fantastic. I use them every day in my professional car detailing business. They last, they're fantastic hoses. I can't recommend them highly enough. I'll have a link in the description below for you guys so you can go check these out. Another benefit of this, which this benefit has not been here for any of these other brands, but how good does that match? That looks killer. So it matches their brand logoing perfectly. So if you want a good looking little kit, there's your solution. For assembly, it's obviously extremely easy. All you do is take the handle, the 2 screws, and screw it in. Super simple. I'm actually not gonna do that. It's too easy. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna run it as is. Let's go test this thing out. I'm just over by my water source now. I'm about to get this thing plugged in. Just wanted to mention really quickly, design-wise, it's pretty much identical to the Ryobi. Now this one, the handle does bolt in. The Ryobi, it's just integrated already. But however, you can see this is what I preferred. This is an inline system, meaning your water inlet is here, water outlet is here. So there's no way that the hose coming in and the hose going out are gonna get all tangled up. Sometimes they're on the same side or just catty corner from each other and they can get kind of tangled up. But since this is on complete opposite sides, we're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this thing in, hook it up to water, and let's test the numbers. Okay guys, so I've got the machine hooked up to water, it's plugged in. I'm using the factory gun and hose currently. I just put quick connects on it so I can plug in my pressure gauge. So go ahead and do that. Now we are in line and good to go. Just looking at this machine again, guys, it really, like, the toggle on-off switch is the same exact one from the Ryobi. A lot of the components seem to be the exact same as what comes on the Ryobi. So are they made in the same place? I don't know. Is Hart its own independent brand that's only sold on Walmart? Or is it Walmart specific that, you know, Walmart actually went out and created the brand? I don't know. But I do know I want to know how these things perform. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by using the 15-degree nozzle. Again, it's a 15-degree 1.8 orifice. So let's see what we get. I just turned the machine on. I'm just going to pull the trigger and let the water purge out. Seems good already, actually, but I'm just going to hold it and let it go for a minute here. Before we do the pressure test, we're actually going to be doing a decibel reading to see how loud the machine is, and then we'll also test the amperage on it to see how many amps it's pulling. Now we'll do that all with using this 15-degree nozzle with the 1.8 orifice. Now it's a really small orifice, so whatever it's pulling, it's going to be the max of what anything else would be. The more you open up the orifice of that nozzle, the less current it pulls from the motor. So we should be good. Let me go ahead and fire this guy on. And just like The others, it does have the total stop system, which is a nice plus, meaning that once pressure builds up completely, it goes completely quiet. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick amperage reading. I'm just gonna pull the trigger and see what it gets up to. Okay guys, so this thing peaked out. I just let it run and kind of get up to the highest point on the meter, and it got to 14.09 amps. So that's what we're assuming that's gonna be running at. Let's go ahead and do our decibel reading now. I have a little decibel reader here on my phone. Let me just find it. There it is. So basically how I always do this, I just hold it about 3 feet away from the machine and then test it while it's going. So typically ambient noise will be right around the 50 mark. Okay, so that's just ambient noise of me having the garage door rolled open. So let's go ahead and test it now. 3 feet away, here we go. We are running an average of 83 to 84 decibels. Pretty standard, maybe yeah, it's pretty uniform across the board. Sometimes they're a little bit lower at 82, sometimes they're a little bit more at 85, but all within that range. So let's go ahead and test the PSI now. Again, this is the 15-degree orifice that it comes with. All right guys, so we're sitting exactly like I said with that Ryobi machine, 1600 PSI right here. Let me go ahead and get it to focus. Here we go. Now sometimes there's a little bit of a break-in period with these machines apparently, so they could slightly increase that performance. So I think that's pretty fair, 1600 PSI. It's rated at 17, but 1600 is right there. So again, they may be, when they actually rate these things, they typically rate it right at the pump. I'm ready to get pressure through the hose and coming out here, so that can be a determining factor as well. So I will say this is accurate as kind of compensating for all that stuff. Let me go ahead and switch over to the turbo nozzle now. Typically the turbo nozzle drops the PSI a little bit. Yeah, we're sitting at 1400 PSI with this guy. So there you go. All right, now I'm not gonna test the GPM with this one, with the turbo nozzle. Turbo nozzles, you're using it to break stuff out. You're not really concerned with the flow to rinse it away so much. So I don't like to test the GPM with that. I will test the GPM with the 15 that it comes with. So again, guys, this is a 1.8 orifice nozzle. I have other ones. I'm gonna grab a 2.5 orifice nozzle. Now that, because I'm opening up that orifice size, we're gonna lose some pressure, but we're gonna increase our gallons per minute rating. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that and we'll test. All right, and just to be thorough, I grabbed another nozzle. So we have a 2.5 orifice, 25-degree nozzle. The degree doesn't matter. It's all about the orifice size on how much pressure and GPM it produces. So we have the 2.5 in a 25-degree pattern, and then we have a 3.0 orifice in a 40-degree pattern. Again, pattern angle doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and test these. First things first, the 2.5 orifice. Here we go. The 2.5 orifice is sitting just barely under 1100 PSI. So here you go, guys. I'm gonna call it 1100 PSI because it's so close. I don't know if you can see that. Nope, we're gonna be specific. 1050 PSI. It's on the dot, 1050. Okay, now we're switching over to the 3.0 orifice, and we'll test that. Here we go. Yep, and we're sitting at 900 PSI with this guy. Still in an operable range with that. For car detailing at least, if you're just working around the house, it's nice to use that turbo nozzle, break everything loose, and then use this guy to rinse everything away. I'll have links in the description on where to get these different size nozzles. But anyways, guys, let's take these 3 tips that we have now, the 1.8 that it came with in a 15 degree, the 2.5 25 degree, and the 3.0 40 degree, and let's test out the GPM and see what we're getting. So now we're gonna be testing out the gallon per minute rating. Again, it's rated at 1.2 GPM. We're gonna be testing that out using our little measuring bucket here. I'm gonna stick the nozzle in. We're gonna measure out the water usage in 1 minute. So I'm gonna set my timer up for 1 minute, stick it in there, and we'll see. Again, the 1.8 15-degree nozzle that it came with into the bucket. gonna have to stand up to do this, so bear with me. Got my timer ready, and here we go. Alrighty, there is 1 minute with the factory 15 degree 1.8 orifice nozzle, and we are sitting at basically 5 quarts, which would be 1.25 gallons per minute. I'm just gonna let it settle, make sure that it's right there. Looks like it might be slightly under, but basically 1.2 to 1.25 gallons per minute, which is accurate. It's settling, yeah, it's just barely under. So we're gonna call it an exact 1.2 gallons per minute. So the machine's rated 1700 psi 1.2 GPM. We're getting 1600 psi 1.2 GPM, 1.25 possibly, somewhere right in there. So very good, accurate machine. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and switch over now to the 2.5 orifice 25 degree nozzle. Let's go ahead and switch out the nozzle. Good to go. Into the bucket, and here we go. Alrighty, there is 1 minute with the 2.5 orifice 25 degree nozzle. Now, I was monitoring the PSI gauge while I was doing that, and it was getting 1100 PSI. So we are now sitting, I'm gonna let this settle. We're definitely at 5.5 quarts for sure, possibly a little bit more, so I'm just gonna let that settle, and then we'll check it out. Okay, so we're actually sitting slightly above 5.5 quarts, so I'm just putting 5.6 quarts. That's getting us 1.4 GPM at 1100 PSI. So can't complain about that, guys. That's great for car detailing. Again, when you get into the more expensive units, you do get that GPM up to about 2 gallons per minute, which is ideal. You're able to rinse everything away easier. But this will get you by, and right around $100. You can't complain about that. This thing does come with a 3-year warranty as well. So fantastic choice. Now we have one more nozzle to check. Again, this is the 3.0 orifice 40 degree nozzle, and we were getting 900 PSI with that. So let's check and see what the gallon per minute is with that one. Last but not least, guys, we're putting on that 3.0 orifice nozzle into the bucket. Let me get my stopwatch ready, and here we go. Alrighty, there's 1 minute, and we are now at least 6 quarts, possibly a little bit above. 6 quarts will be 1.5 GPM, and I'm gonna let that settle a little bit before I confirm that number. Okay, so it is settled down right at 6 quarts, maybe a hair above it, but 6 quarts is accurate. So 900 PSI, 1.5 GPM. Not a bad little unit, guys. I'm very, very, very impressed with the Hart brand. We actually have a little stick vacuum that we use at our house. We had a Dyson previously that finally took a crap out on us. I just picked this up at Wal Mart, the Hart stick vacuum. My wife likes it better. Actually, she said it sucks harder than the Dyson did. So I'm very impressed with the brand as a whole. You really can't go wrong with this pressure washer. It's a fantastic little choice. The reason I like this thing so much is the blue labeling on this thing pairs perfectly with that Uberflex hose. Looks fantastic. It's a really great combo. I do recommend upgrading your hose and your pressure washer gun. These pressure washers, no matter like pretty much anything from like 350 bucks on down, the hose and gun that they come with, they'll get the job done for sure. They're just not ideal. They're cumbersome. They get tangled up. They're not that long. They're kind of a headache. So keep that in mind. I'll have the Uberflex and the little pressure washer stubby gun that I like linked down in the description for you guys. So go check those out. Thanks again so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on that notification bell. As I said, we are going to be reviewing all those other ones as well. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you guys on the next one.